Hi everybody, this is a Drafthouse Diary entry for Thursday, November 2nd, 2023, when I came back to the Alamo Drafthouse at Littleton's Aspen Grove to see Martin Scorsese's Killers of the Flower Moon. Now there's a lot that should be said about this movie, that can be said about this movie, in terms of some very important topics, including representation, indigenous representation, historicity, a lot of things that are very important that I am neither qualified nor prepared to speak about. So I am going to look to others to comment on the movie about those topics. So I am just going to give a few notes about the movie as a movie, just in terms of its filmmaking and my reaction to it. I thought it was very well done. It was very powerful. It was not always a pleasant and easy movie to watch by any means. This was not light entertainment, but this was a work of art that had some power behind it. It's a story of crime and greed and murder in Osage country in Oklahoma in the 1920s, where the Osage Nation was one of the wealthiest peoples in the world thanks to oil strikes on Osage land, and various people scheming to get their hands on that money. So in a lot of ways, this was a movie about evil. And I want to point out something that it depicts about evil. We are used to seeing in movies evil depicted as intelligent and planning and scheming. And there was some of that. Robert De Niro's character represents that. We are also accustomed to seeing depictions of evil as, well, there's the banality of evil, as it's called. Evil as being just rule-bound and unthinking and allowing things to march along towards an evil end. And we see some of that too. But this movie points out something else about evil, and that evil can be slow and simple and foolish. And that's the character that Leonardo DiCaprio plays. Ernest is a person who is, he's greedy. He does not have a moral compass, but he is simple and he is easily led. This is not an excuse for anything he does, but it's another depiction about how evil can come about. When Ernest is with his wife, this character clearly loves his wife. But when he's with his uncle, played by De Niro, he is enthralled to his uncle, and he is willing to go along with anything his uncle says and plans so as not to feel stupid, so as not to feel disloyal. He is easily led by whoever he is in front of at any given time, and we see that consistently throughout the movie. He does not stand up and make decisions. He is simply pushed from one place to another. One other note about the filmmaking and the cinematography. In period pieces set in the West, we are accustomed to seeing filmmakers present us with broad, huge vistas to emphasize what a big land this is. That is not really done in this movie. There are a few big shots of landscape in this movie, but most of it is close-ups and tight shots of 2 or 3 people and closed rooms. It is a very claustrophobic movie for something set in Oklahoma. It gives the impression of tightening nets, tightening webs, people being caught in their own decisions and the associations they choose to make, or people being caught by being at the mercy of others. So I thought those were very interesting decisions, and they served the movie very well. One bit of filmmaking that I didn't think was as good was the strange and clumsy epilogue that was sort of just tacked on. It didn't fit the rest of the movie in terms of style, in terms of tone, in terms of much of anything. I don't know why that decision was made, and I do think it detracts from the movie. One other performance I have to mention in a film that's filled with very good performances is Lily Gladstone as Ernest's wife, the Osage woman that he falls in love with and marries. It was a very quiet role, a very subdued role, but there was a lot of power to it, a lot of interior thought coming to the surface. It was a really powerful performance, combining the strength of this character with the desperation of the circumstance in which she found herself. And it suited the movie, and it drove the story extremely well. Other parts of this trip to the Alamo, the pre-show, was a combination of, I think there was 1 or 2 old Western short type clips, but then it was commercials that were shot by or starring Martin Scorsese, trailers from some other Martin Scorsese movies like Kundun, and a very interesting featurette about the history of indigenous cinema in the Americas. And in particular, it was kind of sobering to learn how rich indigenous cinema was in the silent era. In the 1910s and 20s, there was a lot of art being created by indigenous filmmakers or by people looking to document indigenous life. And it seemed like as soon as talkies came on board, we started that slide into the stereotyping of indigenous peoples that we see so much of in the 40s and 50s. And it wasn't really until the last few decades that indigenous filmmakers have really been allowed to make their voices heard. So that was a really interesting featurette as part of this pre-show. I did get some food in this visit. Nothing new though. I got some popcorn and I got the Cobb salad with grilled chicken. That's still one of my favorites when I'm looking for something that's a little bit on the lighter side. The theater was good. The staff was good and efficient. All in all, a very good visit to the Alamo. Be aware, this is a long movie, so it's good to have a comfortable theater in which to watch it. Well, thank you very much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. If you want more Drafthouse Diaries, please click that subscribe button down below. And if you liked this one, click the like button. I'll be back with more Drafthouse Diary entries soon. In the meantime, enjoy your movies, and when you do, stay till the end of the credits.